Assalamualaikum and greetings to everyone. Today, me and my partner are going to talk about boric acid in noodles. My name is Shatira Sufi binti Saifuddin and my metric number is 197294. So, welcome everyone. So, there is a news by the Stars dated 19 January 2008 saying about boric acid has been found in noodles. So, in this news, it is stated that there are two renowned companies that have been producing yellow noodles which incorporated with harmful chemicals in the production, which is boric acid. So boric acid can cause cancer and impotence. So Health Ministry has warned these companies to stop the usage of benzoic acid and boric acid, but the usage are still being widely used.
So this is the fila tables that we have been constructed for this presentation. The facts that we have is that the yellow noodles in market mostly contain high amount of boric acid. And the ideas that we get from this fact is that boric acid acts as food preservative in noodles. The second fact that we got from this issue is that Malaysia has banned the usage of boric acid in food under the Food Regulations 1985. The ideas that we get from this fact is that it is violating the subsection 30(1) Food Act 1983. The learning issues that we got from both of these ideas, firstly is that what is the adverse effect of boric acid to human? How to substitute boric acid in food? How to enforce the law that has been ruled? And what is boric acid? The action that have been taken to overcome the learning issues is that we've been searching on the journals and articles regarding the harmful effects of consuming boric acid. We have been searching for the boric acid content in noodles that are available currently in market, and we also have been searching on the responsible committees of Food Regulations and Food Act and the penalties that will be held to the one that violating the laws of the usage of harmful chemical substances in food.
What is boric acid? Boric acid is an antiseptic, pesticides, and also a weak fungicide, which their main function are used to control the insects and also as wood preservative. However, boric acid has been used widely in the processing of yellow noodles, kway teow, kolok noodle, and also fish-based product like fish balls. So the usage of boric acid has been banned under the food law and it is not allowed to be used in any other food products at all. And the usage of boric acid will violate the Food Act 1983. So these are the responsible committees for the prohibition of harmful chemical substances in food. The first one, we have Ministry of Health Malaysia, which their main concern are to formulate the health policy. Under the Ministry of Health Malaysia, we have Food Safety and Quality Division, which their main concern are to ensure that the processing of foods are compliant with hygiene and safety requirements. So under the Ministry of Health, we also have the certification known as HACCP, which stands for Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points. So their main function are to identify and manage the food safety related risk. The schemes under the HACCPs are aligned with the requirements by the Codex Alimentarius Commission CAC and the food products that has been certified, which with HACCP means that it is safe for consumption for the consumers. So certification of HACCP is also under the Ministry of Health Malaysia. So we have the responsible committees and we also have the laws. However, there are still cases regarding the misuse of chemical substances in food products. So how to enforce the law? Firstly, the involved authorities must be responsible with the enforcement. Instead of just penalizing the companies with fine, the companies should be exposed and the brand of the food products should be known by the consumers so that they can avoid taking foods that are harmful for their body. And the manufacturing license should be revoked and the committees should implement more stricter and severe punishments to the companies that misuse these harmful substances. So how to detect boric acid in food? There are two methods that have been used to detect the boric acid in food. Firstly, we can do the lab analysis. The second method is by doing the trimetric method, which is suitable for lab analysis for determination of boric acid in food. These two methods is not suitable for the public consumer to do it at home. And this method is suitable for the manufacturer to do it before they give out their food products to the market. So I will pass the next part to my partner, Waida.
Hi, my name is Nur Huwaida and my metric number is 0.98306. I will explain about the adverse effect of boric acid. Next. First, boric acid could cause toxicity in reproductive system, especially in male reproductive system. This would decrement in sperm motility at all exposure levels. All exposure level of boric acid could happen decrement in the first lesion seen in the testis was an inhibition of spermiation, which is release of mature spermatides. Next. 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 Second, boric acid poisoning. Boric acid poisoning is commonly reported as one of the adverse effects of boric acid. This boric acid poisoning could cause several incidents that would include coughing, eye irritation, vomiting, and oral irritation. Some boric acid poisoning cases reported that as high as 2 grams per kilogram boric acid could be found in liver tissue and brain, which could be very dangerous to human health. Next. This is the risk assessment of boric acid in noodle that we have conducted based on studies from Murray FG. Knowledge of boric acid on rat is 9.6 milligram boron per kilogram body weight per day, and for average daily intake for boric acid is 0.096 milligram boron per kilogram body weight per day, and benchmark dose or BMD that we found is 10.3 milligram boron per kg per day. Next. So we had some average daily intake that we took from me, myself, Waida, and Sophie. We had some sample which we chose yellow noodle and kway teow. Amount of boric acid concentration in noodles that we found from a journal. First, yellow noodle. Boric acid concentration in yellow noodle is 2.034 microgram per gram. As for kway teow, 0.638 microgram per gram. And from wonton noodle, the boric acid concentration is 1.015 microgram per gram. Okay, so from the sample that we took, we had a conclusion from that. For average daily intake from the sample for yellow noodle is 20.16 gram per day. As for average intake from the sample for kway teow is 26.95 gram per day. And the boric acid concentration in food for yellow noodle that we took from the reference and or the studies is 2.034 microgram per gram. And for the boric acid concentration in kway teow that we took from the reference is 0.638 microgram per gram. And for the estimation boric acid consumption that we took from the samples and the reference of boric acid concentration in food, we had the conclusion yellow noodle boric acid of boric acid consumption is 41.005 microgram per day, and the Quaysal estimation boric acid consumption is 17.194 microgram per day. Next. So from the risk assessment that we calculated, we conclude that since the concentration of boric acid in noodle is lower than the average daily intake of boric acid, this indicates that it is safe for human consumption, especially in Malaysia region. Thus, it will not give adverse health effect to human if consumed in large amount. However, the intake of the yellow noodle must be controlled. Hence, we had some suggestion on how to substitute the boric acid in noodle by replacing the chemical of boric acid. Since boric acid functions in noodle as a food preservative, which could prolong the shelf life of the noodle, we suggest that the noodle should expose to temperature treatment by performing short-time high-temperature dehydration sterilization treatment. Second, we could choose a suitable packaging material by using packaging material with low oxygen permitting rate to tightly package noodle so that there's no oxygen and it could prolong the shelf life of noodle. And then second, by adding deoxidizing agent in packaging packs or by using modified atmosphere packaging, it could prevent oxidation from occur in the noodles. So that's all from us. Thank you.